Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DCAA. It's early January recap, so we are practically less than a little over 2 months left until the tournament time.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on the season so far?
Um, I've been, I'm kind of afraid of Virginia, honestly. They, they were the number one team in the preseason, and they look absolutely like that so far this year.
Do you
Also,
think they're going to pull a Kansas, aka be so dominant and then just lay flat come tournament time, or do you actually think that they're
well,
better than this Kansas team that was last year with Shamar Campbell and Graydon Slane?
they got the young superstar in Julius Kolda, who I checked his stats before I went live. He's been going off, and they still have a good amount of those pieces from last year. So
So you,
I
so you
don't
believe
think
that they
there's
could go
I don't
back to
think there's
back?
I don't think there's much reason to doubt them. Also, Maryland being number 2 is kind of crazy. Didn't really see
That
that
I don't
coming.
think I had them in my top 25. They just I said they showed up no out of nowhere.
They got a big game against Michigan that we're gonna go over in this stream. Server been added yet? Oh,
Yes, I'm responsible.
didn't mean to do that. I want to see Discord. Yes, there
I
we go.
did it.
All right, we can just go to this slide where we left off. Oops.
K-State falling a little bit. Illinois they get clipped, but it's not bad. Now, one team I'm expecting to kind of falter is West Virginia. We've seen 2 years. This is around the time.
This is around the time where it all comes crashing down for them.
Nick thinks Washington will rise again. Oh, you better hope. Because right now they're not looking to be in the tournament. And we said that last year, and they still made the tournament. So we we don't know, but they do need to kind of pick themselves back up. They've kind of gotten knocked down multiple times, and it's almost at a 10 count now.
Gonna be a busy stream. A lot of big games. We're gonna learn some things about a lot of these teams in the top 25. How
But the
good
thing
are
is,
they
you
really?
you did drop 12K. You got to rebuild your cash flow again. All right, we could get this going. I
Get
said
it
people
going.
watch VODs. Yeah, people watch the VODs.
All right then. Our
It
first
is
game,
Sunday, so I'm assuming people are with their families as well.
our
They're
first
not
game
degenerates
on
like
the
us.
docket will feature the number 1 team in the nation, as they absolutely
Kill
throttle Notre Dame at home.
Marcus Saunders, 18-4-4.
6th man of the
Caden
year
Levi,
last season,
14 4
DeMarcus
4.
Saunders.
Richard Longley. I feel like that's a custom.
He is.
Okay. 15-4-2. You are degenerate. You're here with us. I told Shane, hey, let me finish the school so I'm gonna have 100 words left. Then we can do DCAA. We have like an hour and a half. Okay, bet. Then back to schoolwork after this. But I want to make sure that I'm here and not getting replaced. I know Corey's trying to push me out the door. The network executives are like, hey, Brayden, you're kind of on your last straw.
We're airing this out on the show.
Yeah. I'm Charles Barkley now. I don't care. Fire me. Fire
Sam's
me
on
if
a
you must.
30 stream streak. Wow. Wonder what Braden's on.
27.
27? Damn, you been missing shit?
I'm on a 27 streak. I just don't know.
Damn.
It's early on. I guess I missed one early on before DCAC. Has there been 27 episodes? I don't think so.
Uh,
Where do you post DCAC VODs? Season 3.
Man, I think there's been that many overall.
Okay, yeah. Season 2 was 12 episodes. I say we're about to actually get down to this. Season 1 had 7. Yeah. So we're at 19. We're at 3. So yeah. So I've seen all the DCACs then. It must have been right before you started this then.
Some like other streams I was doing maybe.
Probably
But
a War
yeah,
Friend stream.
Virginia though. This team scares me, bro. They're murdering people. Poor Notre Dame, they did not stand a chance in this game. Anyways, next one, a top 5 matchup in the Big 12. Kansas defends home court at
Jayhawks.
Allen.
Oof.
Get a big win over Arizona.
Arizona finally gonna lose the game, but they said they played number 3 team in the country. Jayhawks aren't gone yet. It's just
They
last
really
year they
aren't.
were just so overpowered when you had 2 of the top freshmen in the country. So that does give you more boost, but they've been able to kind of reload. So we just need to be able to see, can they sustain this calm national tournament play? Because a lot of us had them as champions last year, if you remember correctly. It was like
Yeah.
9 out of like 12 or 13
I mean,
submissions.
they probably should have won last year.
They should have. They
Let's
should have.
be totally honest about that. Them not winning, especially losing the second round, is kind of crazy. But yeah, for the guys who start in this game for the Jayhawks, Brad Armstrong at 21 and 6. Zakai Wells at a double-double with 6 assists. Cedric Lake had 17 points for the Wildcats, but they lose by 13. Wasn't a good road trip for them. Their first L of the season. Kansas stays undefeated at 15-0. Next game, staying in the Big 12, had a defensive slugfest. And West Virginia gets a home win in Morgantown over Cincinnati. How you feel about this one, Braden?
Sad if you're a Cincy fan, but scoring under 50 points is inexcusable for probably a 40-minute basketball game. West Virginia, your time is coming. Unless you're going to finally prove us wrong after, 3 seasons. Like, we just want y'all to be good, like, around this time of year. Because we know you're a good program, but then y'all guys just kind of falter off, and it's like, man, y'all guys really might be frauds. So, but they still have to play the likes of Kansas, Arizona. I said the Big 12's a gauntlet.
A lot of good teams.
4-1 so far through conference play is not bad, so they haven't faltered yet. But I got my eyes on you. Got my eyes.
How you feel about Teddy Lacey?
Special performance. I'm just looking at Cassius more. Double-double. You know I'm a big fan for double-doubles. And look at that 5 stocks.
Malloy was at Oregon State last season, transferred to West Virginia for this one.
And look at Oregon State. Imagine if he just stayed there.
Things to think about. Adam Peterson had 21 points for the Bearcats. He's been their leader on offense for most games I've looked at. But no one else really came to help. He scored almost half their points. Not good. Cincinnati takes their first L in conference play on the road. Next game, staying in the Big 12 again, and man, Colorado scores their first big-time win of this new regime, getting a home victory over number 7 Houston. How we feel about this one?
If you're Colorado, I know Colorado has a few customs on there, so I know y'all guys are happy with this result. Houston, this is not the kind of game that you want. What would this be? A quad 2 loss?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it was on the road. Actually, I was learning the difference because Iowa had lost to Penn State, like 2-15 Penn State, something like that, like conference-wise. But people were like, why is this not a quad 3? Well, it was on the road, so I'm assuming this is a quad 2 loss for the Cougars. And that's not good. That's not good.
They lost to very phallic names as well.
Like, it's a bad loss. It's inexcusable.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a 2-point game. It's a bad loss for this program that has high standards and supposed to be having championship aspirations. They've been having championship aspirations since year 1. That was kind of their emergence because that was the emergence of Shamir Styles Then last year they kind of faltered. But now look at this. You came into 13-1 into this game. This is supposed to be a winnable game. You're supposed to win, favored. Corey said at the odds, y'all supposed to win, but y'all lose by 2. So kind of you got to pick yourself off the ground now because there's tougher teams in this conference. You lost to Colorado, so that's all I got to say in this. It's just a bad L.
Yeah, I don't have much else to add. Kareem Zobel has been the best player on this team, game in and game out. Other pieces have been a bit more mercurial. A good performance from the Buffs though. I don't want to take away from that. It's a good win for them. First win in Big 12 play under Toby Brown, new head coach. Then we're moving to a Big West showdown that lived up to the hype.
Ooh,
UC
Santa Barbara needed this. I was saying that UC Santa Barbara looked good. Of course, the California Conference, essentially, they're just going to beat each other up with I think it's like a 3-man race, essentially, with these two teams.
Irvine, Santa Barbara, and Cal Poly, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's not a bad loss for UC Irvine. They're going to meet them again. And I'm assuming they're going to meet each other in the tournament with how both teams have been playing this season. But nothing really much to add here. It's just excellent performances from, Marco, Hassan, Valenza. Did I say that?
Hassan Valunza. Marco LaPala Canestro. Custom.
Darren Sudar, 22-8. What up, Neil? Okay, we got 8 people here. See? I knew people were going to end up coming.
People are going to show up. But yeah, first loss in conference play for the Anteaters. They're going to be fine. It was a close game. Santa Barbara's a good team. Losing on the road by 2 is not anything to be ashamed of, I don't think.
The first slide, it was Virginia killing top-ranked Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It was almost like a 30-point bloodbath or close to that.
Something like that.
Virginia is a juggernaut. Houston, you missed the last slide. I don't know if you were here for that. Ooh, Nil is on a 3-month subscription streak.
I'll get you your sub added to your tab, Neil.
But the last slide, Houston lost to Colorado, and that was a quad 2 loss. It was bad. They lost on the road, 64-62. I was saying it was an inexcusable loss for a team that is supposed to be having championship aspirations after all these years of building. I'm trying to think of what else.
I'm still
West Virginia won.
Yeah, they beat Cincinnati, and Kansas beat Arizona in a top 5 matchup.
Yeah, it was a blowout. It was like close to, I think, 13, 15 points, but I still consider that 70
to 57 was the final score.
Yeah, so, and I think that's it. I think that's all that's been covered.
Yeah, we're just on this game in the Big West.
You are so welcome. On to the next slide.
Next one, going to the SEC, where Alabama puts Arkansas in a box.
Rank Alabama. Arkansas, I did not see this coming. I'll be honest, I did not see them coming with the way they've been playing this season. I know Alabama had it in them, but I guess that's what happens when you bench a dude averaging like 2% from the field. I never thought in my days. I don't think the creator of basketball imagines someone shooting that bad from the field. But Alabama, they went out, got themselves a guard. They talked sense into the head coach, and look at them. They're 11-4, and they just killed a top-ranked team in the country by almost 30 points. If you're Arkansas fan, this is inexcusable.
That's like
46 points.
This is the type of result that makes you have to do some soul searching. Arkansas should not be doing this. This is the type of result that's going to weigh on the mind. It's fine if you lose to Bama, maybe by 10 points, 15 maybe at most, but close to 30, it makes you wonder, like, okay, what went wrong? Like, was there a lid on top of the basket this game? Because 46 points for a top-ranked team, it's inexcusable. Should never happen. Thomas Salenko was 16-6 for Bama. Josh Fadley. Fadley.
I gotta start working on these names. I need to start having a script. Shay's about to start telling me who showed out in these games. Not show me the points. Just say, remember this name right in practice. But yeah, 10-7-3. And I don't want to talk about the Arkansas player. I mean, not the fact that I might butcher his name, It's just the fact that they dropped 46 points. I don't need to highlight that.
Tough.
I
Yeah,
don't need to
I
highlight that.
I didn't think Arkansas had this kind of game in them. That's I thought pretty highly of them before this one. Not too sure anymore. That's kind of concerning that that's in there. Anyways, next game, staying in the SEC. Man, it's starting to get a little rough for Kentucky. 2-3 in conference. I believed in Byron Larrier, man. Is Kentucky just cursed? Is there just something in the water there? Speaking of Mississippi State, though, they're off to a really nice start, 5-0. Santiago Kenna with 18-4. Khalil Caswell at 15-9, 3 assists and 2 blocks. Stephon Harrison, he's been like the only guy really playing well for Kentucky in conference play so far. Honestly, they got the same problem Duke has. Although it doesn't make a ton of sense because their coaching isn't like a weakness. I don't know. Concerning. I don't know what it would take to fix this. Maybe just need to restructure the roster entirely. Who knows? But anyways, giving credit to Mississippi State, though, they're 5-0. I didn't really see them as like some big contender in the SEC this year, but they're here right now. Might be a team to pay attention to going forward. Moving on to a next one, staying in the SEC. Oh man, Texas A&M, they needed this one bad. Forgot to put Tennessee's rank in here. They're like 17 or whatever. But they might not be ranked much longer. SC schedule's been a little tough on them so far. Taj Allison with 18 points. Bryce Spriggs also with 18. Eve Davis with 22 for the Vols.
I want you to talk more about this because both these two teams you've kind of propped up. I said,
yeah, Tennessee
isn't going to be ranked much longer. Let's be honest.
Texas A&M needed this one badly. They wanted to save them being some ranked team at least. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Tennessee. I thought they were a little more high caliber than this. I mean, there's obviously a lot of time to turn it around, but not the start you would have expected.
Another hypothetical win.
But yeah, Aggies needed this one. They get out of the ditch a little bit, improved to 2-3. And we have another high-profile game, and we got another
Florida.
Undefeated going down. Oklahoma takes their first L at home to the Florida Gators.
Not enough scoring power to help out Malachi Hendricks today. He did stuff the stat sheet today, but there just wasn't enough help for Oklahoma to get through this win. Florida, I've been high on them since last year. When they even when they did took a dip last year, because they were a great defensive team, they just forgot to put the ball in the basket. But I still believe in Florida even going into this year. Oklahoma, it's not a bad loss, but it is a loss at home. So it's just one of those things. No one's going to be perfect through the SEC. No one's going to be perfect. Let's be honest.
I doubt that.
Here. Unless you're a generational team, SEC is going to knock each other down, just like you will see in the Big 12 and the Big 10. ACC, I don't know. I thought that conference you could technically go perfect. So that conference makes no sense when it comes to ACC. Teams could be good. You could get a gauge on them, and all of a sudden they just crap the bed. But
for Florida, the two customs on their team, Chad Hutchinson and Zabaris Vidichenko, led the way this time. Hutchinson, in particular, had 21, 4, 4, and 5 stocks. Great game for him. Vidichenko had 5 boards as well. But yeah, impressive win for the Gators. When they were looking shaky and they lost that game to Long Island, I was starting to think, maybe this team is not as strong as I thought. But they've rose to the occasion a few times now. I think you can put your trust in them again. Anyways, moving on, we got some Pac-12 action, and the Oregon State undefeated season is going to continue. Carlos Cundiff continuing his dominant offensive season he's had for the Beavers. 24/7, 4 stocks. Tomo Datachi, custom alert with 19 and 9. Maurice Perez at 18 points and 3 steals for the Bulldogs. But Oregon State defends home court, improves to 16 and 0.
Your boy is still at Fresno State. Mill, the other Hendricks. Corey Duncanville is special, especially when it comes to football. I know
Kenny
basketball sounds like
Schneider's still
injuries,
there.
but
Maurice Perez has been he's been a star player for you guys.
But there is narratives going around Oregon State. Where did they come from? We thought there was one team in the Pacific West that was going to be dominant this year, and that was Washington. We all got that wrong. Oregon State took offense to that. All the hype was on Washington this year.
A little bit.
State's like, we're just going to build our team slowly. Like 16-0 through this is just impressive, and you probably beat your toughest competitor. Gonzaga, we'll have to see.
I still believe in Gonzaga, but as far as them being like a title contender, probably not. Probably not. And then we're gonna get a West Coast game. Santa Clara, they're still just not. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're just not on St. Mary's level still.
I think you can get on St. Mary's level. You're gonna need a huge recruiting class, like one of the best recruiting classes in the country, to keep up with St. Mary's, because they have the best coach in the game. We will forever say this. Elijah Higgins is the best coach.
The only coach I'd put on his level is probably Virginia's guy, Jervon Pierce. That dude's been high key, like really good too.
And at this point, the Brinks truck just needs to keep being backed up for Higgins every year. Because the second this brother, imagine, think of this hypothetical. Duke fires his head coach. What do you think Duke is going to do? Duke is going to go after this man. I'm telling you this right now.
Does St. Mary's have the cachet to keep him, though? That's...
Because if a program like Duke, historically, and a blue blood comes calling, I don't know if he could say no to that. But he is building something special in the West Coast Conference. I think conference realignment is next year or in a few years. It just depends on what the commissioner or the league feels. But I could see St. Mary's moving conferences. So a lot of question marks about to start appearing for St. Mary's. Are they going to lose Higgins to a top program like Duke, hypothetically? And is the team going to move conferences? Because I think they've kind of outgrown the West Coast.
Possibly. I mean, the comp last year was really good because they had San Francisco. It was like a comparable roster.
But
not so much this year. San Francisco wasn't able to retain all their guys.
The thing is, St. Mary's been able to build year in and year out. You can't just wait for San Francisco to appear every 5 years. You also got to think of the meteorites, deal. They want more. More money equals more players and opportunity to pay Elijah Higgins what he deserves.
I think I said this in the last stream, but I feel like I gotta kind of apologize to Julian Butler. I kind of like scoffed at this when he was like the big transfer get for them at guard. He's been a hooper for the Gales.
Why are you judging like Elijah Higgins?
I'll have to own I'll have to take the egg on my face there. I was a little underwhelmed by that. I was like, really? That's who you got?
Mill thinks they're going to catch him. I've heard that before. Let's see if Roy Williams keeps his job after this year. You never know with this game.
Santa Clara's still battling demons, trying to not be mid. Anyways,
ghosts like Sam Darnold years ago.
Enough of this game. St. Mary's with a 14-point win. They keep chugging along. Then we got a highly anticipated game in the MAC. Mount St. Mary's, first team to knock off Merrimack this season. It was a good game, too. Nate Foster with a double-double and Musa Odefo. 13-3-5, 2 steals. Joe Castellucci had a double-double as well, 3 steals. But the Mountaineers pull out a 2-point win at home versus Merrimack. They move into a tie for first place. How we feel about this one, Braden?
Heavyweight matchup for this conference. 2-point game. You can't really fault Merrimack. So you're playing the other best team in the conference. At this point, Mount St. Mary's is the best team in the conference record-wise, and they have the head-to-head. Nate Foster with a beautiful matchup. I'm a sucker for double doubles of this extent.
They are the defending champions. Also, they did win this conference last year in the tournament.
But I can see this as a final matchup. They're going to face each other one more time, but I definitely see this as a finals matchup. Winner goes to the national tournament. I think it's going to live up to the hype.
All right. First blemish on the conference schedule for Merrimack. Has Mount St. Mary's exposed a chink in the armor? Or is it just the two strongest teams going at it? I guess we'll see.
I think it's just two strongest. The war hasn't been.
Next game, we're going to the Big Ten. And Michigan.
Big brother beats little brother.
Sends little brother home. Disappointed.
I'm gonna let you talk about this one because this is more your era. This is your people. The extent of this. What do you think Sparty fans are saying right now? What do you think they're saying on message boards and podcasts?
I know Sparties were probably they were probably talking crazy in the preseason because they did bring in a really good recruiting class, headlined by Norman Turner there, who had a good game here. But I'm gonna be honest, they're a little less impressive than I would have thought. I picked Michigan State to finish first in the Big Ten. I might have been giving them a little too much credit. I guess I must have overreacted to Michigan's perceived weakness because I didn't really trust Otto Seneca as their two guard, but he's been fine. Honestly, he hasn't been the reason they've lost any games. Even in their loss to Bethune-Cookman, Seneca played fine. But yeah, in this one, Seth Mazian with 17, 3, and 4 steals. Tyree Woods is 17 and 6. Michigan gets a pretty convincing win here, 14-point dub at home at Chrysler over big-time rival Michigan State. Has Michigan proved anything to you, Braden? How you feel about this win for them?
It's a good win. It's a damn good win. But I just have that bad taste in my mouth from last year. I don't want to be hurt again.
Are they gonna win? Are they gonna do a Virginia and win it all after?
It could be possibly. Do you think this roster is the roster to do it?
I'm at their best. Michigan is a national championship team to me. I do believe that. They just gotta keep playing well.
On to the next.
We got a Big Sky matchup. Two unbeatens in the
Idaho
conference.
did try. They did try.
And Idaho comes into Pocatello, makes a huge statement with a 17-point blowout win over their in-state rivals to capture first place.
How you feel about this, Corey? Yeah. How you feel?
Huge game. Big-time performance for the Vandals.
18-12, 4 stocks. Demetrius Richardson, he tried his best for, state, but still wasn't going to help them in this blowout. 17-0 in Big Sky.
Little brother status restored. Idaho State was getting a big head. But yeah, Idaho moves into sole possession of first. I mean, despite their roster not being as impressive as I would, losing. Man, could you imagine if they still had Thatcher Rowe on their team? Man, they would be. They'd be cooking. But they're doing it anyway. 7-0. Big win here. And we move on to our next game. Back to the Big 12.
Yep.
Houston rebounds from the tough loss to Colorado. They get a top 10 win.
Yep.
Over West Virginia.
What did I say? In regards to West Virginia, it's that time of year. Virginia they could never do it. I will never take them serious as a legit contender, especially in that conference. I just can't. They do so. They're great against good teams. Once it comes to the elite teams, they're not there. It's
Kareem
like clockwork
Zobel.
every year. It's this time of year where they just falter.
Zobel with 18-7-5. Ziegler with 17-7-5. Those two really did work against the Mountaineers. Adrian Hendershot at 17-6. Houston respond well. Almost 20-point win for them. Perhaps calms the nerves a little bit. I'm still on the side of being mostly just impressed because I didn't really see. I thought Houston would struggle more this season, but them being 14-2 is pretty impressive, all things considered. Next game, staying in the Big 12. Kansas State. You can't lose a game like this. I know that hurts Braden. He's a big he's a big K-State truther. Brian Davis did go off for Baylor though. Josh Gatley too. Damn near at a triple-double. K-State was not ready for the smoke that Baylor had.
That's what I come back to after getting a water. K-State, man. This is hard to grasp, but it is what it is. Baylor's been hearing all the talks of that they've fallen off from Shane, that they won't be the same, but they got themselves a top 25 win.
I mean, I'm kind of right though, just looking at the record. I didn't think they were going to be straight up terrible, but like as far as like contending for a title, hell no. He is a hooper. He came on late last year for Baylor. He's probably like their main offensive weapon now. Gave K-State 25 in this one. Good for him. I don't know if he'd be a guy who would be looking to transfer. I don't know. Baylor's got to try and restock the shelves here because it's a little barren in the depth department. They need some more hoopers to fill out their roster. Anyways, going to the ACC for an upset special.
Hey, see, this is what happens when you don't have that job.
Howard Fortson gets a big-time win for Cal as they send Georgia Tech to their third loss of the season. Sherman Dussel and Mike Brannick led the way for Cal. Reed DeLaurier had 11-7, 3-4 steals for the Jackets.
But this is also a bad quad 2 loss for Georgia Tech.
Cal started their ACC slate 0-4. Now they've won 2 in a row with this one. Good win for their season. Gotta build that winning culture here.
He's found his calling.
Anything you have to say about I know you were talking about Mike Brannick being like a potential like building block for Cal moving forward. He's a freshman. Good freshman too.
He is.
Gotta hold on to him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Keyword. You gotta hold on to him. You gotta make sure that he's happy. He's getting playing time, of course, but you know, sometimes players just want to move to bigger programs, and we gotta see if Cal is there. You know, sometimes when these programs are in the gutter and they finally get this one good player to get them out, the goal is to keep them. As soon as they leave, you go back to the gutter. But if you keep them and build them around for, say, 4 years, Cal could be back, but he has to stay.
I don't think Cal's going to have a ton of problems like getting talented players. It's just they need the buy-in from the athletic department. Because I feel like that's been the problem with their programs. They just like they don't care. If the athletics had like buy-in, like Cal would be in a much better place. They'd be much more relevant on a national scale. Maybe Sam can save them. Maybe he can just swallow his pride and support Howard Fortson. Maybe. I doubt it though. Anyways, next game. Or never mind, that's our last game of this week.
BYU. That's a new one.
Syracuse returns to the top 25 after dropping like a stone early in the season.
Georgia Tech going down 1. All right. Cincy Didn't really get punished. Same with State. Arkansas definitely got punished. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Illinois climbs back up to 19.
Top three remains the same.
How we feel about UNC moving up to 13?
They needed UNC needed another year. Boom. They're the best team in North Carolina right now. But look at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt and Tez Moore. Top 5, Shane.
Highest ranked team in the SEC.
Ooh. What did I say?
Man.
They finally started taking other sports serious that's not named baseball. And look at where it's gotten them.
Mississippi State slowly rising up. I noticed Tennessee got a win, get to 13-3. Actually got him to move up a spot overall.
Neil's just fighting for his life when it comes to Roy Williams.
Man. Top
you got
three.
Justin Herbert over here and a head coach at Santa Clara.
Top 3 remains the same. How you feel about Maryland? 16-0. They're gonna have a big game with Michigan this week.
It's just a
Top
surprise
5 matchup.
Like nobody. I don't think. How many people? Like, let's be realistic. How many people really had them being number 2, even being top 25?
I didn't. I thought they were just gonna be another.
UNC talent, Santa Clara talent. Is that gonna hurt prospects going from Santa Clara? Let's move on to the next slide before a fight breaks out.
All right,
in the
starting
chat.
Starting next week, we have a little A10 matchup between two unbeaten teams over there.
I'm heartbroken, but it's not that bad of a loss. It's a 3-point, but Richmond, man, this is a Richmond I know from the previous generation. Oh my God.
Losing by 3 on the road to Dayton. Nicholas Leopardi, 18-7-2. Geraldo Papillion with 18-9. Herm Safes led the way for the Spiders. He had 17-5. Tough loss, but I mean these are 2 of the 3 best rosters in the conference. They're gonna have some battles this season. Hashtag zero bid league. Dayton defending their title. They were the class of this conference last season. Looking to keep the narratives consistent. Next game. Virginia was finally tested, but they pull it out.
I commend you, Pitt. I commend you. But DeMarcus Saunders, 19-8, almost got himself a triple-double. Otto Milson with a double-double, 4 assists, 3 blocks. Justin Chapman, he tried, almost pulled himself a double-double with 16-9. Pittsburgh, man, they almost had it. They almost stormed the court today.
This is the first time.
They almost stormed the court.
This is the first time Virginia's looked mortal this season.
But that's actually a good thing. It means they're battle tested. You know, the question is, if you want to meet blowout games, are they tested in close game situations? And clearly they are over a top 10 team. And on the road, let's be honest, on the road against a top 10 team, Virginia kind of silenced the doubters in the sense of, can they win close games? That's going to be battle tested when it comes tournament time. Because tournament time, the variety is there. It's unpredictable. If you're Pitt, I think you should stay at 10. Honestly, I don't think you get punished for this loss.
I wouldn't punish him that much.
In 17 games, this was the most challenging one that Virginia had to go, and it's as close as it possibly could be. So I have nothing much else to say except just a round of applause. Game of the year right here. Actually, it probably is game of the year.
So far, probably, yeah. High-ranked teams, both coming in with really good records. All right, next game. We're going to the Big 12. K-State
BYU
newly ranked BYU.
And they're straight out. K-State bounces back. So that's good for my K-State propaganda. Robert Jones with 22 4-4. Alex Stelwald 13-5-3 for BYU.
Don't want to
Just
try.
not
You don't
enough.
want to try Chad Newmiller.
No. No.
He had 16-4-6. Good win for K-State. Needed to rebound after the Baylor loss. Was kind of that one was a little rough. Yeah, BYU. Just not the type of star power that they had last year. That team was elite last year. Unfortunately, I forget who they lost Jonathan Ellison for the tournament, so they were kind of cooked at that point. Kept them from being like basically a shoe-in for the Final Four, in my opinion. Next game, staying in the Big 12. Oh no, Arizona. No, you can't do this. No, not Ahmad Mori posting tour dates. No.
Man, Shane, you remember before the stream when I was showing you my universe? Yeah, man, I don't think a top 1 seed is gonna win it this year. I just know the game. Like you were telling me the bracketology for this 4 seeds. I'm like, man, Arizona's in prime position. How can y'all do me like this, bro? How can y'all do me like this? Honestly, it does fit the
Especially
narrative.
to Oklahoma State
Oklahoma
too.
State to them, like to Oklahoma's little brother, y'all gonna lose Okie State? Like, granted, Muhammad Ortega had 15, 7, and 3. Leandro Riaz had 12, 8, and 2. And then we got tour dates over here. Bro, January was almost 2 months ago.
I mean, January. Well, technically, January is right now. Where we are in the sim, technically.
Okay, real life almost 2 months ago, but in the sim, we're right about I guess, yeah.
This
No,
1 for 10 might have actually been like the date of this game.
Just trying to honor. I can't say nothing much. I'm just disgusted. I don't know where this quad 2. This ain't a top win. This ain't a like good loss. It's a bad loss.
Yeah, they played like shit. All right,
No
next
Lucas
game.
here.
More Big 12.
Lucas was here, I think.
This is a good game.
Battle of the red teams.
Good game
I don't think
too.
I don't think Cincy gets knocked out. But Houston needed this for their sake.
Good win for Houston.
Close game. Another contender. You know, this is actually probably the best stream so far in terms of close games because we've just being seen highlighted games.
I also want to highlight Nathaniel Athen for Cincinnati. He did a double-double with blocks.
This is probably actually the most blocks we've ever seen in this channel's history. Actually, it is. Let's be honest.
I don't think I've seen anyone do that with stock stats.
Imagine the day we see someone with a quadruple.
That'd probably be the most legendary performance ever. Dylan Scrally had 20 points for the Cougs. Kareem Zobel doing what he does. He's been super consistent.
Feels like I gotta remember him for the draft. Yeah. Big 12 bias on the big. No, it's just a top 25 matchup.
They just had a loaded schedule. A lot of big games in this conference.
Did you get nil spreadsheet for season 2, Shane?
Oh yeah, I haven't finished it yet because I assume you were still working on the first one, but I can get that to you if you want it. Finish it up. All right. Oh, we're finally out of the Big 12. We're into Big 10. Michigan State is down bad, everyone.
Man, little brother kind of got them shooken up.
Dustin Mendoza and Sanford Rowe for Iowa, who's 7-10. I mean, they're 4-3 in Big 10, so they're doing something right here in conference. And MSU, I really put stock in this team. I thought they were gonna be something.
I know you're celebrating right now.
A little bit, yeah. My basketball head was saying like, you know, this Michigan State team brought in some pretty good freshmen. They're probably going to be pretty good, but in my heart, I was like, man, I hope they crash and burn. And I'm
the hatred in your heart. I don't really got much to say. Iowa teetering under 500. But as you said, 4-3 in Big 10 play. It's not bad, especially with the caliber of this conference. I was building something slow. It's like a slow cooker. I'm not expecting them to just jump up, like shoot up out of nowhere, get themselves a generational star. They've been getting a few customs here and there. So, hey, hopefully Spoon and Panda. Hopefully Spoon, life wise.
I think our next slide is the big game, Michigan and Maryland. Who do we got in that one, Braden? Who you think?
I'm gonna pull off Michigan.
Michigan. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hell yeah, it was Michigan. Oh my goodness, what a performance!
Damn,
Woo!
I'm kind of speechless. I guess Maryland finally got tested, and
In College Park too.
that's a win. CJ Chatina, 14-3. Trey Adams, 11-5-3. And just, I don't know what to say. It's a 23-point loss, and the number 2 team in
That's
the
a
nation just got their ass whooped at home.
that's a state. Michigan been making statements recently. Big time win on the road at Illinois. Then they whoop Michigan State at home. Then they go on the road to Maryland, who had been undefeated at that point, and put them in a to-go box too. Moved to 7-0, first place in the Big Ten. The freshman, big-time freshman center, CJ Tratina, got in and hooped. 14 points for him. Man. Rip Terp's undefeated season, I guess. Next game, we're going to the SEC. Vandy, no! No! Braden, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the second. Bro, Vanderbilt's both times they've lost this season, they've played so bad. I think their other losses, it was to Arizona State, and they scored like 40 some points.
This is gonna hurt my
To Ole
nerves.
Miss, no.
Especially where the hell are you, Tez? Like Ole Miss, I guess you could say the same for Iowa, 4-3 in conference play, 11-6. But I'm hurt, Shane. You don't understand. This is like a
First
different type
SEC
of hurt.
loss for Vandy. Not a great look for them. They gotta get this one out of their system quick. Next
Yeah.
game, Oregon State. Man, it came crashing down hard. Oh my goodness. Gonzaga, has the real Gonzaga stood up? Beavers went into the kennel and got mauled. Latrell Collins, Damari. I mean, it was a team effort for Gonzaga. Could have spotlighted like 4 or 5 players for them.
Man,
Latrell
Oregon
Collins,
State.
17,
You were
7, and
talking about
3.
Gonzaga. You don't know if they're a championship, but this is a big win. They told them, hey, calm down. Good season so far, but there's levels to this. There's levels. We're looking at back-to-back champions over here. Other Pac-12 and Gonzaga.
That's true. Had a rough
That's
start to their
another bad
season, but it
loss.
looks like they've recovered a bit. Off to a 4-0 start. They are in first place in the Pac-12 now, taking that from Oregon State. Dominant win. That, I mean, big factor there was holding Carlos Condit to only 11 points. He's been good for like 25 most games. That was big win for the Zags. We move on to our next game. We got another ranked matchup. Pitt loses a second straight game, but UNC came in, played great. Ramsey Pettit with 17, 3, and 4. Vasily Voskrensky, custom prospect, had 16 points. Jalen Thomas seemed to be the engine of the offense here for Pitt. 14, 3, and 6 assists. But UNC, are they real? I had my doubts in the beginning of the year when they lost a couple head scratchers, but it looks like they've
What's
fixed
funny
some
is
stuff.
David's not. What's funny is David's not here. David's not here to see his program rise.
James Mack
He's
has
abandoned them.
UNC cooking in year 2, huh?
On to the next.
Man,
Pitt, you tried, but
now we can consider this kind of a rough week for Pitt. Damn, it's 2 L's in a row. This one
almost clipped the number one team in the nation.
I can't forgive as much as they lost by 15. All right, next game we got Illinois and Michigan State in the Fighting Illini. Send Michigan State to their 3rd consecutive loss. This time at Breslin. Illinois sneakily getting off the mat after their tough loss to Michigan. Sean Earhart with 20 points, Deron Fuller at 15. Olufemi Eze with 17 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. Michigan State losing games.
Illinois, but
yeah, good win for the Illini.
Michigan sent their brothers home. They sent them on a downward spiral.
Yeah,
that's kind of hard.
Tailspin for sure.
What was it, 3 straight L's?
Yep, 3 straight L's. Lost to Michigan, lost to Iowa, lost to Illinois now.
Yeah, they're out the top 25. Inexcusable.
Next game, back to the SEC. Alabama gets another ranked win. Tennessee, I feel like they're kind of overrated in the polls at this point. Patrick Payton actually
I know you're a big Tennessee fan, but
yeah, I was high on them.
Bama has shown a resurgence. Bama's back.
Last
year was just a social experiment. It was
Custom.
a social experiment.
20 points for him. Josh Fadley with 19. Alabama gets a close road win. Improved to 4-4 in SEC. Next game, we got another top 10 matchup. Vanderbilt. Oklahoma gets them though.
But Vanderbilt, man, I'm just going to turn away from the screen. I just can't. I'm just hurt.
Tough week for the Commodores.
They're hurting me, Shane.
Greg Abraham had a really nice game. Lionel Espinosa had a double-double.
Tez Moore, National Player of the Year candidate talks kind of went to flames this week. Yeah, I wasn't saying he's gonna win it, but damn,
he ain't really showed up enough in either of these L's. Isaiah Longford, the freshman, was the highlight player here for Vandy.
But Greg Abraham, the star of Oklahoma, shows what it takes to win. This is the 9. He's the best player in Norman.
Wonder where Vandy falls after this.
18.
I don't know. You think it'd be that harsh?
Maybe 15. 18. I feel like it was harsh, but I'm like,
Then we got Oregon State. Man, have they been exposed? Honestly, it might have more to do with Alex McDaniel playing the game of his life for Texas State. Look at that stat line.
24, 14-7. Nothing you could do, but I'm not discrediting Texas State. 11-6 isn't bad. It's just you expect them more from Oregon State with the season that they've had. They were 16-0. Now they're 16-2. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I would have hoped Oregon State would win this, but McDaniel did go crazy. Like, that is a crazy game. San Marcos gets a big one. I will give credit to Texas State. They've improved this year. Like 11-6 is a big step up from what they were the first 2 seasons of this sim.
On to the next.
And I think that is our last game. Here we are at the we're in the middle of January now. This is what we're looking at. Gonzaga has returned to the poll, everybody.
Back from the dead, written off. BYU just gets that measly 1. Oregon State got punished. Hey, I said 15 for Vandy. I was thinking initially 15. I said 18. No, like, no. Back to 15. West Virginia just goes back up. It's weird with them. Maryland did not get punished.
Not as much as I thought they would have. I thought they dropped to like 5 or 6.
Kentucky shoots up, so highlight something with them apparently.
Alabama also back in the top 25.
Tennessee barely holding on. Oregon State, rightfully so. points for that Texas State.
Illinois is recovered. They're back up to 13. Arkansas is back top 10. North Carolina, top 10. Oh my goodness. I think Maryland is still the number 2 team. Ohio State's third, I believe. Also, St. Mary's climbing up to 19. Steady Eddie over there. Georgia Tech looks like they didn't spiral out of control from that Cal loss. That must have just been a blip on the radar for them. How do you feel about Virginia? They're still number 1. They have not blinked yet this year.
They're good. They were battle tested after that Pitt game. So
Speaking of Pitt, they dropped to 18. That's about where I'd probably put them too.
Michigan's really going to hurt me again, aren't they, this year? I'm going to pick them again for them to lose.
Michigan State falls out of the top 25.
I know you're happy with that.
Yeah, they deserve it after those last 3 games. That's not a good look. I expected much better response to adversity from them, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, that is going to be it for the stream today. I'm going to sim the rest of January, probably like right now, honestly. Player of the Year candidates. Julius Kolda, the star freshman for Virginia that they recruited this year. He's definitely up there.
Greg Abraham
for Oklahoma. Yeah, he's definitely up there. Antonio Young for Ohio State. Honestly, I don't know if Michigan has any like Player of the Year candidates. They're just a really like.
I think it's just
they have like 3 or 4 guys that are all just really good players. Who else would be up there? Probably like Carlos Condif for Oregon State. He's had a crazy season. Despite their 2 losses, he's been great this year. Trying to think. Ramsey Pettit for North Carolina would be like a low key one. Not sure if he'd be like high on people's lists, but he's been a Tar Heel lifer. Now they're finally seem to be good. Chad Hutchinson for Florida would be a guy I'd nominate. He's been their offensive engine for a while now. Yeah, those would be mine. If you want like 5 off the top, off the dome that I think could do it. If we're going like just based on numbers blended with team success, it'd probably be Cundiff because he's been over 20 points a game. I know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I'll be back as soon as I can for late January. I want to get through the rest of the season quickly. I know people want to get to the postseason. I know I do. This season's been very interesting to me. I just kind of want to see if Virginia can be beaten because they look tough right now. That team looks like they can repeat. I do standings updates at the end of each month. So Braden knows UTA is still undefeated. They are 18-0.
God, that's good. But we're still not gonna get ranked.
I think that could. I don't know when that would happen. Like, if you guys just keep winning, you're eventually gonna get ranked. I'm not sure when it would happen. Just gotta keep winning. Maybe by the end of this month. We'll see. But yeah, I'll get a standings update for you guys after the end of the next stream. Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. I will go now and sim the rest of this month. Get the slides going. Maybe by Tuesday, hopefully. We'll aim for that. All right, y'all. See ya.